Okay, so in this video that I'm going to do right now, what we're going to do is walk through Qualtrics and just give you a quick overview on the tools you would need to create your own measure. So this is for assignment, what I'll call assignment 0, which is just our small kickoff assignment where we're going to try our hand at making a measure. So in particular, maybe we'll kind of have some fun with it and think about maybe some sort of pop culture measure, something that a cool hunter, like we talked about earlier in class, might be familiar with, but that it maybe isn't on the radar screen for marketers yet. All right, so what do we need to know to be able to do this? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the Clemson Qualtrics system and go ahead and create a new project. So we would click on the, for most of you, create a new project button. And then we're going to want to create a survey and just go ahead and click get started. Okay, so it starts us off with a single measure survey. In this case, it's a multiple choice. We're going to want to elevate that a bit and turn it into something that's either a Likert scale, a semantic differential scale, or some sort of hybrid. So the way we do that, if we wanted to go the Likert route, it's pretty easy to do. We just go over here to the question type, click that drop down, and select matrix table. All right, so that's going to give us something that looks a little bit more like a Likert scale. To make it look even more like a Likert scale, we click this little checkbox down here, automatic scale points. That's going to automatically populate our scale with a 7-point Likert headers. All right, also something I like to do is click this drop down box and click reverse order. I would actually argue that the order they default to is the reversed order, and that this order is better because with this order, stronger agreement results in bigger numbers in the data, which I think makes more intuitive sense. So next thing we got to do is just come up with some statements. So, well, I guess we could go ahead and put in our question stem, which is please indicate the extent to which you agree with the following statements. I'm a terrible typist. Okay, so there's that. Now we just need to come up with some statements that people can either agree or disagree with. So just you're going to have to think a little bit about what that wants to be. It can be, again, whatever you want, but something that might be kind of fun is to come up with some sort of new concept that maybe there isn't a scale for yet, that doesn't exist in the marketplace. So I think vibing came up in class, so how we would measure that. If the measure that you're doing doesn't lend itself to a Likert scale, you can also do a semantic differential scale. So if we wanted to do that, we could, in our select question type, we would again go back to matrix, but this time we would scroll down and click bipolar. Probably we're going to want to bump the scale points up to something more like 7. And also a good practice when we're doing semantic differentials is to add labels over the top of those scale points. And the reason we do that is we want to reinforce the idea that the distance between these points is equidistant, which is kind of something we like to assume when we're dealing with this. And then we can put something two opposite words on either side of a spectrum and create some sort of stem in here that prompts people, gives them a little insight into how they should respond. There's also the hybrid, of course. To do that, we're going to go back and again choose our matrix table, and this time we might do something like not at all, and again probably more like 7 scale points. Leave that. So pro tip, if you do this, type in this little bit of HTML code right there, it'll give you a line break. So you can do something like that. And this would be sort of representative of a hybrid type scale. So have fun with it. Try to come up with something maybe that might not be in the marketing scale handbooks. And the goals that we're going to want to do is we want to come up with a measure that's going to not just tap into the construct, but be a consistent measure of that construct. So something I'd also like you to do, keeping in mind of our scale development process, when after you've kind of thought about your scale a little bit and maybe tried something out, I want you to add a note to the bottom of the scale, and on that scale, give that construct a name. And post that name, and then maybe also post your conceptualization of what that concept is. So of a brand that, however it is, in a sentence or two or three, you would define this concept, what it is, maybe what it's not. So give that a try. What I'm going to ask you to do is click the preview link when you get a good version of your measure. Copy that link from the preview window and paste it into the assignment where it asks for it in the assignment. That should be it. If you gave it a good shot and paste your link up there before class on Tuesday, you should be good to go for full credit. All right, well, good luck and have a good weekend.